Hello everyone, welcome today. I hope you excuse the Timmy music, but I thought it was quite fitting for savings. So, I'm gonna here talk about my experience with Amazon Prime. So, in case you don't know, Amazon Prime is offering Prime members 20% off of video games if it's a pre-order or the first 2 weeks the game has been out. If it falls under those two categories, you can get 20% off the price tag. Now, another thing to keep in mind is you can only buy one copy. So if I wanted to get, say, a second copy of Zombie Vikings for Dan, it would not get that 20% off. Now, this order you're looking at now here is the first large order I've done of multiple games, and it did not show the minus properly, but I did make sure, double check before I checked out, because as you can see, 3 of them are shipping and 2 of them pre-order, but these were all in the same thing, and it combined some of their discounts for some reason, but the discounts are properly applied to that. The West, you can see here, where you can see that, say, this one, $24.96, discounted to $19.99 with the 20% off thing. So, I'm assuming it did this because 2 of them are on pre-order, so they're not shipping together, so that or it's multiple, because every other one I've done is individual. But I'm here to talk about whether you should try or do Amazon Prime. First thing, to detract on 2 notes. First, pre-ordering. Yes, I know there's people who hate pre-ordering, and I actually do agree with that. But usually the big difference between what I usually pre-order or niche Japanese games that usually have been out 6 to possibly even more than 1 year in Japan. So the supposed unresearch argument is usually capable of being done on most games I usually pre-order. I do not really pre-order Western games, and I don't usually buy too many of the overhyped AAA Japanese games, such as like Metal Gear on day one. Let's see. Though I did get Metal Gear Solid 5 pretty relative to its release, but not like immediately. But usually most games I pre-order are niched RPGs, which isn't as big as a market as a lot of us would really want it to be. So, with that out of the way, second thing I would like to talk about is Best Buy's gaming thing, which would be the other detracting note somebody might bring up. There is only one Best Buy near my area, and it's about an hour away. I would not be able to make good use of the Best Buy thing, because I would be limited to the online only, and I've heard conflicting things on whether you can even use some of the things online, so it's kind of iffy. You know, admittedly, Amazon is also online, but Amazon will usually sell everything, usually, unless it's an exclusive somewhere. So, now, another thing to keep in mind with Amazon Prime is you also get free 2-day shipping. Now, that's immensely useful for used and new. But the problem is you gotta keep in mind that if you're buying it used, the person has to be doing it through fulfillment of Amazon, which is where they ship the item to Amazon, and Amazon is basically in charge of everything else besides you picking a price. Once somebody buys it, Amazon will do everything, guarantee everything, be responsible if something happens to it, and all that jazz. So, it doesn't qualify for all third-party used things, but it can qualify for some. So mainly I want to go over, I mean, you can see the things. I have 10 things, and one of them I pre-ordered last year, which was the Zero Escape. Of course I had to freaking pre-order that like as soon as possible. It's like, that's probably one of the few things I pre-ordered that has not even came out in Japan, so that one you could maybe argue a little bit about, but yeah, I mean, usually I do a lot of niche stuff. This one's actually an interesting game, so I just thought I'd throw it in there. But I like The Witch in the 100 Night. Don't judge me. But mainly, I want to talk about what I'm thinking here with it. So here is the math I got. So out of the 10 games that I have pre-ordered or bought within the first 2 weeks, I have saved $70 off the price tag. Now, the thing to keep in mind here is Amazon Prime costs $99.99, so pretty much $100. So you have to buy a lot of new games in a year to make it useful. So out of the combined 10 games, and this is in 1 month, I've saved $70. Now, the reason I got tax information on here is in Missouri, you do not get taxed on Amazon because Missouri does not have a online thing specifically. Okay, look, I know master of online taxes. There's different laws, country, state, and all kinds of crap, and about where the HQ of said business is located and crap like that. Point is, Amazon doesn't charge taxes on Missouri. Unlucky for Dan, though, they do charge taxes in his state. Because he asked me to get him a music CD with the 2-day shipping I got, and he got taxed, I think, $2 something of that, $1 or something, somewhere around there. But the point is, I don't get taxed, so that also carries on into my own personal savings. So, in my area, a recent purchase, the last brand new full price game I got from GameStop was $4.45 in taxes. Now, taxes also went up recently, around October last year in my area, just a little bit, a few cents. So, these are recent taxes. And now, obviously, as you can see, these are varying prices of $2.99, $3.99, $24, a few $19.99. So there's some varying prices. I mean, really, little Ninja game, I think, is the only full-priced game I actually, yeah. So, if I was to do 10 full-price $59.99 games, I would have saved $44.50. If I was to make purchases that would have equaled $2 taxes, that would have been $20. So, I tried to look for some old receipts for singular items, because I don't know how to do all the tax crap. I'm not gonna, I mean, I could, but I didn't feel like it. I got a busy day, I gotta clean up, and I want to try and get some other videos put together today. Hopefully, overtime is still going in full swing, but, from what I could see on some of my old receipts, stuff around 21 to under $20 was generally like $1.80 to $2 something. So that kind of, the $2 tax is an estimate around games in that price range then, basically. So I've probably saved maybe like $25 in taxes, basically, then probably, assuming I got one full retail and then a bunch of different miscellaneous ones. Probably is a random guess. So, depending on how much taxes is, and you throw that into the 70, I've pretty much had the savings already paid for Prime itself already, basically. Now, of course, if you live in a state where you do get taxed on Amazon, you don't get that savings, which, well, that sucks. But if you do live in a state where Amazon does not collect taxes on you, depending on whatever, how all the laws on that, like I said, I'm not getting in that too much, that is something to take into account in your savings on this. So I pretty much already have Prime paid for itself. Now, the Best Buy Gaming Club thing, that is cheaper. I think that's like $20 or $30 to be in. And it is cheaper, and you supposedly can get gift cards in there. And if you have a Best Buy near you, that might be a better alternative for you. But Obviously, you know, depending where you live, you know, if you live in a big city or in the back walls of nowhere where you only have GameStop being your only hope of buying games, this is pretty good, actually. I would say if Best Buy isn't an option, or if you don't like Best Buy, this is a pretty good option. I mean, yes, it costs $99.99, so if you don't buy a lot of brand new games, and I want to reiterate, it has to be a pre-order or the first 2 weeks of the game's release. And if you don't do a lot of those, or enough to make it worth the Prime, it's iffy. Now, of course, there are other uses for Prime too. You get access to Prime videos. There's a lot of Prime videos you get access to free, but there's still some that are locked behind a paywall as well. I think there's also audiobook shit you can get to. Like I said, the 2-day shipping, and you get exclusive deals, coupons, and things like that. So there are other benefits, but those benefits don't really interest me very much. Then, of course, there's last year's Amazon Black Friday thingamabob they had, which I personally thought was horrible. The only decent deal that was on there was a really cheap deal on the Last Order's limited edition. That was the only thing I was personally interested in. It was a really good, cheap price. I think it was like $20. So that's like a big statue in the game, brand new in it. So that's not too bad. But I didn't get that like sold out like within seconds. Like I refreshed it, and it was already gone. The only other deal, and this was good if you didn't get it, was Bloodborne. But of course I already had Bloodborne, so for me personally there wasn't anything interesting. Assuming Amazon's going to do the same thing again this year, before Black Friday, there was also that, because a lot of people used their free Prime access thing last year to try out the Prime event thing. I can't remember what it's called. And that's also something to throw out there too. Amazon did say if you have a Amazon Prime free trial thing, you can use the trial and have these apply to your purchases, and then when you leave, you still have those applied to your purchases. But any of the purchases you did while as Prime are being applied still. So you can also take advantage of that as a one-time month thing. And to also top off, there is an additional rule that I forgot to also throw out there now that I think about. This does not apply to console bundles. So if you got like the Star Wars console bundle, the 20% off does not apply to it. However, it does apply to limited edition collector's editions. Like if you get the Dark Souls 3 limited edition for $129, the 20% does apply to that. So this could also be a very good savings if you love these huge collector's editions. If you're into this shit, 20% off of that is a pretty significant amount. I mean, let's see if I can get that real quick. I believe it was 29, probably 99 cents. Let's see. Yeah, I'm very bad at percentages. I'll blab here real quick while I get that. But if you're into big collector's boxes, that could be really, really, really good, man. Let's see. An estimated 20% is $25.80. If I'm doing it right. Like I said, I'm bad at taxes and percentage shit, so I might be slightly wrong on that, or a little off. If I did that right, that's right. But if you buy a lot of big box crap, that can also be savings, you know, especially if that's what it is. I mean, 25 bucks off every limited edition, that's like $129, or think of it even more, you know, if it's like 150, it's probably more like 30 bucks or something. So that's not too bad, and if you buy a whole lot of them, but there is the negative effect of incentive feeling. I want to bring up too. You might you might be like, isn't like 10 brand new games, even though some of them are pre-orders for another month, a little excessive for 1 month? And yeah, I mean, usually a lot of the games I get in my update videos are usually through thrifting or really good discounts. I don't usually get shitloads of brand new games. I mean, each month, if you count the entire month total, yeah. But these were pretty close, and I was mainly just trying out Prime. But I also want to make use of it, and that's the incentive thing. You want value for what you purchased. And there's also the, like, you know, a $59.99 game is $12 off, so that would be $48. So, you know, you'd be like, I can get a brand new full price game for $48 off Amazon. So, I would say be caution. And also be aware, this is one thing I hate about Amazon, is when you pre-order, they don't take the money yet. So, like, all these that say pre-order on them, they have not took that money yet. And I personally hate that kind of system, because when I go to Amazon, I mean, when I go to GameStop to ever pre-order a limited edition of something, because I can't get them at any stores, but when I go to GameStop to pre-order limited edition thing, I always pay in full, and they're always like, always want to assume I'm always only going to do $5, which is what most people do, and it's like I tell them the same thing every freaking time. I am not going to buy something unless I can buy it. I don't do a bunch of fucking stupid holding and credit card shit. I pay for it, or I don't. And there was only a very rare case where, I mean, there's nothing wrong doing the pay hold thing. I mean, I just prefer having it out of the way is my point, you know. I don't want to, like, be like 3 months later, I'm tough on cash and I have, you know, like $55 to pay on a game that I pre-ordered months in advance, you know. So, I don't like that aspect, so I have to keep track of my money in my bank account bill. Because I don't generally keep track of it too well. I obviously check my statements in case there's some weird transaction, you know, because people steal your card information and shit. But, I mean, besides that, I don't usually have to keep track of it too much, because I like think I do an okay job not overspending on anything. I've never had it happen before. I always keep reserve money in my checking account for emergency, so I think I do a pretty decent balance on it. So, I mean, you gotta keep in mind, like I said, some of these are pre-order, so that one, that one, that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these items have been charged. Everything else has not been charged yet. So it's not like I threw all that money out in like a few days. And that could be an advantage for some people too, also, you know. Like, I'm poor this month, but I'm gonna get paid a lot of money next month. But, you know, that just all depends on your situation. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with Amazon Prime's new 20% off thing. It definitely will make a lot of my Japanese niche games I want to be a lot better. I will be saving a lot of money because I don't pay taxes on Amazon in my state. So I get double savings, the price tag's 20% off, and the tax not being charged. And then, of course, since I'm not also paying for shipping, you could throw that in. And the shipping thing would depend on if you ever buy stuff on Amazon or not. Usually when I buy stuff on Amazon, I try to buy enough that qualifies for the free shipping, which I think now you need $35 total, I think now. I think that's what you need. It's either like 20 or 35, or it might went up. A lot of places have been kind of raising their free shipping price amount. Either way, I would always go for whatever I needed to qualify for free shipping. So very few occasions I ever paid for shipping, which will usually occur as third parties on Amazon. So if you were the kind of person that usually bought just one item and it didn't qualify for the free shipping, and you did that often, you could also throw that savings into the equation too. But like I said, that just depends on your situation and how you do that. And I don't really do that, so I'm not really factoring that into my personal savings on this. But overall, I'm satisfied with it. I would recommend it if any of my personal experiences I've said kind of fit your bill, and if they don't, maybe it's not for you. But like I said, there are other benefits to it as well, so... Plus, if you're also interested, you can send stuff to other people. But remember, and that's probably the primary reason why they made it where you can only do it to one copy of the game, is because, you know, let's say I decided that I'm going to purchase all the games for my viewers so they can get the 20% off of everything, and they just pay me back in, like, Amazon gift cards or something. Like, somebody could just hugely tail into that so abusively. So I'm pretty sure that is the main factor for the one copy thing. Now, I did talk to an Amazon representative also before I subscribed to Prime. Primarily, the two things I wanted to ask was if there was a limit to how many games you could do besides the one per copy thing, because there was a weird thing in the terms and service that few people were confused about, so I got that cleared up. But the other thing I asked was related to the one copy thing. Does that apply to the same system? Say, like, the Xbox One, the PS4 version, or what I wanted to say more importantly is, like, say, with our little Booby Ninja game, that's also having a Vita version. So it's PS4 and Vita. Now, the Vita version has a few features that use the screens and that are exclusive to it and not in the PS4 version. And I asked if that counted, and they said yes, that counts. So I could only either choose the PS4 version or the Vita version to get the 20% off, according to the Amazon representative that was answering my questions. So keep that also in mind if you like getting versions that are on different systems that may actually have differences, or could be fundamentally completely different, possibly. Because, when you think about, you'd also have to ask, does that qualify the Skylanders? Because all the handheld Skylander games on the 3DS, every single one is completely different from the console game. It's a completely different storyline. So that would also bring into question, does that count? Because they're named the exact same thing, but they're vastly different games. So it could lead to a few issues with a few things I can see in a few whale cases, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with the savings. So I'm probably going to do most of my niched games that I always pre-order off Amazon, unless there's some huge exclusive that GameStop only has some little grubby hands on. And Dark Souls 3 might be one of the last things I really pre-order from them new-wise. And the two reasons I'll be doing that is because, one, I want on day one, as soon as possible, ASP, because I'm going to freaking take at least the day it comes out, if not the next day. Also, I'm thinking 2 days of vacation. I think it's like in the beginning, midweek. I always hate the actual days they release them on. It's like, release it near the weekend, please. But, and you get like some little keychain at GameStop, but that's not as big of a deal. But I want it on day one as soon as possible, so I figured I might as well do that. Because if I do it through Amazon, I'll have to still wait a bit. So that probably will be one of the final things, really, though. But overall, I think it's really good. It's way better than GameStop's pro shit if you're into brand new stuff. I mean, I've bitched about it before. The GameStop Pro membership is only useful if you massively or exclusively buy used. If it has very little encouragement at all for brand new. You get points, but unless you're into a lot of the swag that they offer with the points, which usually the interesting bits are really, really expensive because all those 20% off coupon things, those are whip-offs. They want so many points for those. Like, literally, you have to spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to freaking qualify for one of those. It's a fucking whip-off. And I've also commented one of the only uses I've done with my points was to become a pro member, which that has had its advantages because it does take 10% off of a used price tag. So though that, I mean, I do get, I think last year I had like 100 some savings in all the used games I got at GameStop, and I think this year I don't got too much because I haven't really gotten much used this year, but it does save a little bit. But if you don't use points, it costs, I think, $19.99. And yeah, you get a free magazine that's mainly garbage, like all the other journalistic shit. Ugh, that one issue with Nia Sarkeesian. Like, I'm sick of all that shit. But anyway, that's getting off topic. But the point is, aside from getting points off brand new purchases, GameStop's Pro membership card or reward card, if you're not a Pro member, it just gives you points, and you get more points through used and trading into them. So it's really discouraging to brand new people who want to buy brand new products. And I think this is a good move for Amazon, Willie, because it's just really giving GameStop a big middle finger, Willie. It will be interesting to see if GameStop decides to do something to incentivize new buyers versus this deal. But in the end, who knows? Overall, those are my thoughts. If you have any questions at all about Amazon Prime, or want to ask, like, in the future, and say you still think the same or anything, or if you've had any problems, feel free to leave a comment down below. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied. I enjoy the faster free shipping, and the 20% discount is nice. And like I said, I have the advantage of not having to pay taxes, because Zoe doesn't get charged taxes on Amazon. So if you're not aware of that, I would check into whether your state gets taxed or not by Amazon, because that's extra money to save on. I mean, I literally almost get close to $5 off a brand new full-priced game, so that can add up there too. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Like I said, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you all next time. May you all have a really good time. My love, my anger, and all of my money! Yeah, video games take all my money. Yep. Gundam Tanaka! Yeah, I had to do it. Thank you for waiting.